Hello, welcome to the show where we take a top-line view of business. The resurgence of COVID-19 cases in states like Maharashtra is causing great anxiety across the board. The experience of the pandemic so far has made us all confront our mortality like nothing else before. So how has this impacted our behavior, our attitudes to life, death and disease? Let's ask Sarbvir Singh. He's the CEO of PolicyBazaar.com, which is the largest online marketplace for insurance products. Now, this unicorn was set up in 2008. In FY20, 3,300 crore rupees worth of premiums were bought and renewed on the site, and annual transactions were in the region of 7 million. Sarbvir, thank you for joining us. It's good to see you.
Thanks, Anuradha. Glad to be here.
Sarbvir, we are speaking almost exactly a year after COVID-19 came into our lives and upended the world as we know it. Do you think today Indians are better prepared than they were last year in terms of the security needed to cope with this kind of completely unexpected occurrence?
So, Anuradha, I think the answer I would give is at two levels. I think clearly there is a much more, there's a heightened awareness about the need for insurance, both health and term insurance. I think there was a lot of anxiety and fear in the first part of the year, like from March to maybe April, May, June of last year. Since then, I have to admit that, we have sort of gone back to our more normal ways. So yes, while we, Indians are better prepared, but I still feel that, there is a lot more to go in terms of our being prepared for such events.
Right. I believe that, initially when COVID-19 first hit us, a lot of people actually start buying life insurance and term covers. And then eventually you saw the movement towards COVID insurance and health insurance. Walk us through some of the trends that emerged.
Last year, or rather the year gone by, was actually divided for us into almost, 3 parts of 4 months each. So the first part of really from mid-March to maybe June or June-July was a period where initially people were very concerned about their mortality. So as you probably know, insurance is a subject which a lot of us are aware of. So we all know that insurance is good for us, but we tend not to always buy it. There is a element of procrastination that goes on.
Absolutely.
And what has been found is that when there is a big event, whether it happens to you, someone, to your friend, to your family or something, you tend to then, that acts as a trigger. And so in that sense, COVID was like a global wake-up call for all consumers, including Indians, to buy insurance. First 2 months were more about mortality. People were more interested in buying term insurance and protecting themselves. And then as the feeling spread that this was not as much a fear of death, but probably disease where you might be hospitalized, etc., then health insurance took center stage. And from about May to July, we really saw a huge increase in health insurance. Then I think, as you said, in the next 4 months, the regulator introduced the concept of, corona-specific products. So at that time, what happened was that people started buying the corona-specific covers more. And partly that was due to the price point. The corona-specific covers were much cheaper than buying a comprehensive health insurance. So people started buying those. Almost 30 lakh, corona policies were sold. So that was a sort of second phase of 4 months. And towards the fag end, towards October, November, people started, I think, getting tired of COVID maybe. And they said that, look, it's not a huge deal and, we'll all survive. And maybe they started buying, products from e-commerce deals and things like that. So we went through that phase. And then, of course, the last 4 months have been more normal. So December to March is normally the big period for insurance.
Yes.
And we have seen a good season.
I mentioned this figure of 3,300 crore rupees of premiums for FY20. We are, now closing FY21. At the end of FY21, do you see that figure go up considerably? Give us a sense of what happened last year in terms of, the kind of premiums that people bought on Policy Bazaar.
Right. So the way it worked was that the first period, as I said, the first 4 months, if you look at it, we were growing in excess of 50%. And it was largely driven first by term and then by health insurance. The second 4 month period was actually a little slower, where we were growing only in the region of, I would say, 15 to 20%. And then the last 4 months have again been reasonably good. So typically, Anuradha, we aim to grow at about 50% for the year. But I think this year we will end up being a little short of that 50%. And, but I think all things considered, and if you compare it to the industry growth rates, we will be growing significantly ahead of those.
Every time people talk about insurance, there is this conversation about how underserved India is when it comes to insurance penetration. The latest IRDA annual report says overall insurance is less than 4%, life insurance less than 3% penetration. So did COVID-19 act as a kind of accelerator in terms of people's understanding and therefore demand for insurance products, Sarbvir?
I think, Anuradha, the answer is a definite yes from a health insurance perspective. So I think if you see, when all is said and done, I think this year we will probably find that health insurance will become the biggest segment in general insurance. So typically motor insurance has always been the largest segment, but I think this year health insurance will overtake that, which, kind of makes sense, right? I mean, we should be taking care of ourselves more than we take care of our cars. So I think that part has happened. On the life side, yes, initially, as I said, there was a improvement, increase in awareness. But I would say for the year, by and large, I think the growth would be probably similar to what it has been. So every year, that number that you mentioned, which comes out in the IRDA annual report, inches up by a little bit. And I think we'll probably end up this year also up a little bit again.
Sarbvir, I'm surprised that you say it'll inch up, but inch up a little bit. Little bit is what surprises me, because I would have expected this really awful experience people have had of COVID-19, either personally or through anecdotal experience of friends and family, that would have made them more inclined to secure themselves, at least the class of Indians who can afford to buy insurance cover.
So, Anuradha, I think the answer is in kind of in the question that you asked, right? So it has been a tale of two cities in India, right? So there is a segment of population which has done extremely well despite COVID, right? They are the ones whose jobs were secure, who were able to actually save a lot more than they did in previous years. But there is a section of the population which actually suffered a lot, right? Their salaries were cut. A large part of the self-employed segment were unable to, run their businesses this year.
Yes.
So what we are seeing is actually a reflection of that reality, that, for the base to grow, we need actually the number of people to come through. And actually, if you look at it by number of people, I think this year has been a tough year. Whereas, yes, maybe by value, it hasn't been so bad because, the first part, the people who are doing well are continuing to do well. I must just, however, caveat all that I've said by saying that the percentage of business that is happening digitally has grown a lot this year. So that portion, that change that has happened in other industries has also happened in insurance. And we estimate that perhaps up to 15% of now all insurance has moved online. And this number would have probably just been 2-3%, 5-6 years ago. Right. So that actually is a big shift, and I think that is probably going to be a more enduring shift as well.
You mentioned how December to March, the close of the financial year, is when people sort of get galvanized into doing their insurance investment, and how insurance has always had to sort of sell to people to buy, and therefore, sort of push the product to consumers. Has that changed, and why are the reasons if that is changing?
Yes, I think it is definitely changing at the margin, Anuradha. What we are seeing is that while, yes, a large portion of insurance sales are driven by somebody, telling the consumer that you must buy this product. We are also seeing a very heartening trend, which is that people themselves coming, especially to platforms like ours, coming to explore and to understand insurance. And one of the key drivers that we have found over the last, let's say, 5 years or so is the increase in protection products. So I think, there are two types of insurance products, if I could just take a second to explain.
Sure.
One is the protection products, which, are where you pay a certain amount of money and which you only get utility if something happens. So either you die or, you go to hospital. So there is no other benefit. Then there are the traditional insurance products, which are the vast majority of the industry, which are insurance come investment products, where, you invest a certain amount of money and you get a small amount of insurance with you. Now, in the last 5 years, the focus has been, there is a growing trend of people focusing on the first part, the former, the protection products.
Right.
And these people tend to be, self-driven individuals who come and explore. So I think that is a very heartening and a very important part of the industry. And of course, we at Policy Bazaar would like to believe that we have played a role in that by making it easier for consumers to compare as well as to discuss with an expert as to what kind of insurance they should buy.
How prepared or how responsive was the insurance industry as a whole and the role of the regulator in being able to respond to the kind of needs that arose last year?
So I would say that first, if I take the role of the regulator, I think the regulator was incredibly on the ball this year, Anuradha. They started by, immediately, I think in late March, they came out with an announcement that, all health policies will cover COVID. Because that was a very important announcement. People were concerned whether COVID is covered, not covered, etc. So I think that set everybody at ease. They introduced many digital measures, last year, including the fact that soft copies are now are legal tender and you can use soft copies for claims, etc. They came out with standard products, as I mentioned, both on the health and corona and in various other products as well. So I think the regulator, to give them a lot of credit, I think they did everything which one would have expected a far-sighted regulator to do. The industry, I think, has, of course, like all other industries, I think the industry was on a path to digitization even without COVID. But COVID has accelerated that whole thing. And I think the industry had to cope very fast. Things like getting physical medicals done became an issue. So industry had to move to telemedicals, to video medicals, of course, many other digital processes. So I think there was a difference. I think the larger companies were perhaps better prepared, whereas some of the, maybe older companies were not as well prepared. But I would say that now, if I were to look at the industry in in March, I think we've all come a long way. And, COVID has been that silver lining to increase the digitization quotient of the industry for sure.
Sarbvir, we saw last year that all businesses had to make a very, very vital digital pivot in order to survive 2020. Now, Policybazaar is already online. What was your experience?
I think the good news for us was that, in a way, all the work that, the teams at Policybazaar have done over the last 12, 13 years came to fruition this year. So, like you said, we were digital, we were fully prepared. I think the first order of business for us was to move from work from office to work from home. So that was a big change for us. We have a large number of agents, 6,000-7,000, and they were all used to working in a certain way. So we had about a week to move them from office to home, we were lucky, and I think our team did a great job in being able to make that transition, very efficiently. So from our perspective, that was the one key change. I think the second change was more to work with the industry to move the processes along, much faster. So I think COVID has played this role, I think, in many industries where things that were happening earlier, had to be accelerated because now there was no other option. It's amazing when you have no other option, how quickly people are able to learn the new systems and, move in that direction. So just to give you a sense, till last year in our health insurance business, we would have almost 30% of policies would be issued only after a physical medical was done. Right. And this year, 100% of policies are being issued, without physical medicals. So physical medicals have been replaced by telemedicals and, video medicals. Same thing on the term insurance business, while again, physical medicals have not been completely replaced because the nature of the product, but over 50% of the people are getting policies, without the need to go to a physical center. So this is just one example where, I think Policybazaar, having been preaching this gospel for a while, was able to take the industry along and explain that, look, these things work and we have some proof statements that, you can do things in a digital manner as well.
Policybazaar is a big advertiser. I mean, you've sponsored the IPL. You've had Akshay Kumar as your brand ambassador. Give us a sense of the media presence that you've had to have in the past year. I believe the lion's share of your advertising budget is with digital media. Does that change at all? And how do you use digital and traditional media, especially television, in tandem?
Sure. So, Anuradha, while yes, it is accurate that we, a larger portion of our advertising or marketing is on the digital front, but TV is a close second. So, I mean, it would be, pretty close in any given year. So, television for us is the top of the funnel driver. We convey 2 or 3 different messages on television. One is that why you should buy term insurance and health insurance. So, what is the, what role does it play in a consumer's life? The second, which is really a category creation kind of event. The second part is why Policy Bazaar. So there we explain that you should always compare products, you should select the best product and then buy it. So that is more why Policy Bazaar kind of event.
Sure.
And then the third part of our message, which we just started this year with our Policy Bazaar Aapki Side Hai campaign, where we are explaining that Policy Bazaar is more than just the policy. So one thing is the sale of the policy, but then you need some help with changes to the policy. You may need some help when you need to make a claim.
Yes.
So we want to assure the customer that we will be there with you. So that's what we launched with Akshay in September this year, where we said that going away from just a sales message or a category creation message, we said, look, we will be with you, because insurance, as you know, is a complicated, category, and mostly people are confused about, what to do.
You mentioned the claims process. So what were some of the challenges that emerged last year in the claims process given COVID-19?
The challenges were on two fronts, Anuradha. One was, the fact that people are used to using, especially in smaller cities, there is you normally use hard copies, right? And many insurers would only accept hard copies. So while the regulator had made it clear that you can, do everything on soft copy, there were still, some people who felt that you need to have hard copies. So I think just simplifying and clarifying the message to both the consumer and to the insurance company that, look, this is what is allowed and this is how you should do it, was one role that we played. Since, we are a big sort of partner for insurance companies, we are able to help our consumers with these kind of things. The second part was just a little bit of confusion around what is allowed, what is not allowed. You may remember there was this whole thing about PPE kits.
Yes.
Are they part of, should they be covered, should they not be covered? Most importantly, I think with claims, Anuradha, what we have seen is that consumers just sometimes need a person they can talk to.
Yes. Can you hear my heartfelt yes? I mean, as a consumer across categories and businesses, I really feel sometimes, all your cell phone operators giving you bots and all, you spend so much time interacting with them and it goes nowhere and you start again, and this is so frustrating. Yes, Sarbvir, consumers still need to hear people talk to them.
Absolutely. So that is our intent and objective, Anuradha, that there are times when, you can optimize and be most efficient in, answering a customer. But there are times when you have to understand that the person is anxious, the person is probably, in a despondent state of mind, and you have to have a human being who can empathize. And many times it's just that empathy which is required. It's not such a complicated issue.
All eyes are on Policy Bazaar because of the IPO that's expected maybe before the end of this year, isn't it? Before the end of the financial year for sure. Give us what we will see from you as you head towards that landmark milestone for the company.
The stated mission of our company is very clear. We want to help the Indian middle class deal with death, disease and disability. So these 3 Ds, as we call them, they are the most important issue, and they can set a family back. So, if you don't have insurance and something, untoward happens to the wage earner or to any member of the family, you can be set back. So our mission, very much remains the same, whether IPO or no IPO. And, our goal every year is to increase that coverage to help, one more consumer every day, every minute to cross that point. So I think that remains our key focus. Our goal is to bring simplicity to insurance. Insurance is actually a very simple product, but there are not many people who would agree with my statement.
Sarbvir, is this the advertising pitch that we will see in the IPO advertising?
It's close enough to reality, Anuradha. We try to keep both the pitch and reality as close to each other as possible. As you know, we can't talk about timelines, etc. Till they're all decided and everything. But I think we are, and the time period that you mentioned is kind of the time period that we have also set for ourselves. So yes, I would just say stay tuned to this space. Yeah,
stay tuned to this space. From IPO, let's do a quick question on IPL. You were on it last year. It's going to be held again this year. But the time gap between the 2 editions is really small. Would you expect it to be as much of a blockbuster as it was last year, when it was really the big catharsis, isn't it, for a country that was in lockdown?
Yeah, I mean, I think, like you said, Anuradha, last year's IPL was special, right? We had nothing before that, and I think all of us were looking forward to it, and it was one of those kind of events which perhaps, to my mind, when we look back, kind of defined the end of some part of COVID. I think that was the signal for that. So I think this year's event will find it hard to live up to those standards. But then, as you know, right, there are enough companies and there are enough consumers to be reached. So I am sure that this year's IPL will also be a blockbuster success.
We are seeing a resurgence of COVID, especially in states like Maharashtra. There is talk of a lockdown. What are you worried about?
Always the first thing in a situation like this is to look after our employees.
Yes.
So we do have an office in Mumbai, and we had started coming to office at about 50% kind of rates. So we'll dial that back as things proceed if required. So I think first thing is to secure our employees. The second step, I think, is we always want to be in front of consumers in moments like this. So last year also in April, while typically April is the lean season for insurance,
yes.
and even from our television advertising perspective, we sometimes take a break in April.
Sure.
But we were on last year at full flow. And I think this year also, if things continue like this, we will definitely be in front of consumers, explaining what they can do, how they can protect themselves.
Sarbvir, I'm going to ask you one final question, and that is, when do you see things going back to a pre-COVID-19 normal, given where we are today?
So I think, Anuradha, the glib answer to that question is that, I don't think we can ever go back to the pre-COVID normal. I mean, it's going to take us a while to get through such a big event. And as we are all seeing, there are many effects of this, right? On different people have been impacted differently. So I do think that it's going to take probably a few years for us to work through the entire thing. But I do feel that perhaps, with the vaccination and everything that sort of, if you look at it from that perspective, then towards the end of this calendar year, early next year, I think we should definitely be close enough to normal is the way I would define it, that, we can continue to do the things that we were doing. But I do feel that there will be some part of COVID in us, for a few more years at least.
So even as things start normalizing, some things will have changed forever. Sarbvir, those are good words to close this conversation on. Thank you very much for joining us. I wish you and your entire team a lot of good luck.
Thank you. Thank you, Anuradha.
And thank you very much for watching us. Do stay tuned to CNBC TV 18 to catch everything that's going on in the world around you.